Hello, this is the video for how to make the armature for your upcoming sculpture figure in motion. So this little guy, lady, I should say, started as something like this, just a wire armature. An armature is the sturdy stuff inside that makes the sculpture stand up. So we will go from this to this, but first we have to get here. So I'm gonna lay my little diver aside. When you're starting your armature, it's really good to take a look at your inspiration drawing or image and see if you need to make any modifications from the normal one. I'm noticing here on mine that he's got really long legs and really long arms and kind of a shorter torso. So when I'm making mine, and a short neck, when I'm making mine, I might want to be mindful that I want my dude to have a shorter torso and longer arms and legs. So think about what you're planning before you start, but generally they all start the same way. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So I've got a roll of tape and I'm going to peel some tape off and I'm going to hang it off of the edge of my desk so that it's there and available to me as I need it, and I don't have to put down what I'm working on and get frustrated because I lost all of the work I did messing with tape. So my tape is there off the edge of the table. Now this is a visual that should be around the room that you can look at to kind of help you figure out how much space should be between things. The human body can easily be split in between 8 sections, 8 equal sections. And so you'll notice that there are 8 heads in the human body. You can just stack 8 heads on top of each other. That should be the same size as the body. Also, you'll notice things like the tips of the fingers reach halfway between the hip and the knee, and the elbows are 3 heads down, right? So it's really a great easy visual to look at to figure out, like, why does my dude look wonky? Oh, his arms are way too long or whatever. Okay, so that's there for you if you need it. You're welcome to use it. So to get started making your armature, you're going to need 3 pieces of wire. There's going to be 2 longer pieces. They should be about 15 to 18 inches long. They should be about the same length. And then you'll need 1 shorter piece of wire, approximately half the length of the other 2, somewhere between 6 and 9 inches. None of this has to be perfect. When you're done, you'll end up with something that's about 12 inches tall. So you're going to take your wire and we're going to establish our feet first. So we're going to get our 2 ends to where they're the same, like they're even. And then I'm going to take my thumb and I'm going to make some feet. So I'm just going to bring my thumb in and I'm going to pull up. And now here I have 2 identical feet because I had them grouped together and I bent them at the same time while being held together. Now my feet are the same length. Pretty nifty, huh? And so now I'm going to just run my wires up next to each other, and this is where, if you have any modifications you want to make, you might have to start thinking about it. If you want really short legs, then you might tape here. If you want longer legs, you might go up a ways. I want longer legs on mine, so I'm gonna take a little bit of tape, tear it off. Sometimes you can tear it with one hand, and then you're just going to tape that together. So you tape it and then you're gonna just wrap the extra tape around tightly to hold it together. So now we have feet and legs, right? And this is our groin here, right? So feet and legs. And so now we have our abdomen. Now our abdomen can be short, right? Or it can be long. You're in charge, right? You think about your design and what makes sense. So I'm going to go about to here and then I'm going to bend those down and I now have arms. So I'm looking at these and it looks like my arms are going to be just a little bit short. So I'm going to try that again. I'm just going to reduce my abdomen size a little bit, which, you know, this armature, this wire, aluminum wire, is very easy to remold. So when I pull my arm down, yeah, I've got a better, my arm's not too short. It's easy to make something longer, but once it's too short, things get a little more difficult. So now I'm going to go ahead and get some tape ready, and I'm going to add my head. Now, when you add your head, you want to add extra neck because we can reduce the neck later by just bending the head down some more. But you want to give yourself all the neck that you could possibly need, and we'll tape it all together at the top. So here I've got my shorter wire. I'm just going to wrap it around my finger a couple of times to give myself a good knot to build on, and then I'm going to pinch it in with my other wires. Now I'm noticing that this wire is longer than I really want it to, and it's getting in the way. I don't want it to go past my groin point, so I might need to trim it. And these are a pair of wire cutters, and wire cutters, they actually don't cut, they pop. So you're gonna pop the wire, right? It's not the same as cutting, it's different. And so then it's not too long. So if that happens to you, no big deal. Just grab some wire cutters and give it a little snip. And so now our head is small now. We'll make it bigger, but we want to be able to control that. So we're going to leave it nice and small, but have a nice knot on the top like you see here. And then I'm going to leave my neck kind of long because, like I said, I can turn my head down more later if I decide I don't want that long of a neck. So I've got my tape here. I'm just going to position those. And, oh, come back here, little guy. Position those again. If you want to wrap wrap it before you add the head, you definitely can do that. I try to put as many steps together as I can. So I'm pinching that, and I'm going to just wrap it around tightly. Now I've got a loose wire down here, which we don't want. So I'm going to need to tape it again. So I've got some more tape here, and I'm just going to bring this down here and wrap it nice and firmly. If you find that your wire's sticking out, you can kind of pinch it. It should listen. It's a very soft wire. And now we have, my friends, the beginning of a beautiful thing. So we've got arms, neck, head, legs, and abdomen all ready to get started. And it should be right around 12 inches long. My little dude is 12 and a half, just fine. So if your armature looks like a really weird stick guy when you're done, then you did a good job. Okay, that's it for that. Go ahead and make that armature.